beans, you guys, but made it with Jonjon. So if you guys want to see how I made this beautiful rice, let's get into the kitchen and let's get to it. Recipe, I'm frying one medium onion that I've chopped up in some olive oil. Okay, I have my beans that is frozen that I have in the water. So these come frozen, and these are romano beans. They come frozen. Oh, it's really cold. Sorry. So I'm going to try this recipe because someone else had it and I enjoyed this rice so much, you guys. At first I thought it was awkward because Haitians don't make the beans like this, but they say in Haiti there are places that you can find this. So I have my jonjon right here. Okay, so we're gonna make rice and beans with the jonjon. So I'm gonna saute this. I have my garlic, and I'm gonna add that once my onions is nice and golden brown, just a tad. Okay, so let me get my garlic peeled. I have about 9 cloves that I'm crushing right now in the mandolin. We're gonna throw in some bell peppers, not too much. I'm using some red bell peppers in this recipe. Okay, we're gonna saute that. My garlic right in there. 9 cloves. You want a good amount of fresh garlic in your rice, okay? Then I have my green onion, scallion pool, okay? I'm going to stir that in as well. All right, you guys, so it's time for us to put our beans. So this is really like a jus collé à pois, okay? But instead of adding the water that cooked the beans, they add the jonjon. So don't worry about the ingredients, you guys. I'll have it posted and link it in the description box. Don't worry. I promise it's going to be in the description box. And the romano beans, it's so practical. So practical. And I'm sure that you probably could boil your pinto beans. But this one I'm using a frozen because when I had asked the young lady who cooked the rice for this particular event, she said she used the frozen romano beans. And the romano beans, they come like this. They're frozen. Comes in a nice, 7 kilograms. Ooh, that side was hot. So we're gonna just do that. We're gonna let that fry. I'm gonna add my cloves right in there. Okay, I'm gonna add my parsley. Let me put that in. You're gonna take a couple of sprigs of parsley and just chop that up really finely. Okay, and that's exactly what I've done. I wasn't recording, but that's okay. Here you have it. I'm also gonna be adding a little bit of salt. Okay, so I'm going to add some seasoned salt, all-purpose seasoning. Don't worry about the measurements. I have a parsley all-purpose seasoning as well that don't have too much salt, and then just a tad bit of that. I'm not going to add. You don't want to overpower. We're going to taste it, and if it needs more, we will add a little bit more, and then we're going to stir this all together. Okay, you guys? Okay, so now I'm going to strain the jonjon and I'm going to put the strainer over here so you guys can see the process. And just put it right in, okay? And now I'm just going to press that in. Just going to press it and then remove. Okay, now we'll wait until that comes to a boil, okay? We're not using any of the actual mushroom. This is black mushroom again, you guys. Okay, a mess. So I want to show you guys what we usually do. You use your hands. I know some people put this through the blender. I don't. I just do it like this and get as much juice. Can you see the juices that's still coming out of that? And this was a good jonjon because this one, the water is so dark. But you guys, there is another, the fake stuff that they sell, Knorrs. They sell the Maggie cube. That I guess it would work. You would use your, you would put the water instead and look at that. Okay. All right, this is it. You can add more to it, and I guess that'll be it. Okay, as it's about to boil, I'm gonna add some thyme to that. And then we're gonna give it a minute for it to come up to a boil and for all of the tastes to come together. But I wanna talk a little bit more about the jonjon. Now, I added a little bit more water, and look how dark that water is, okay? So the water, you can freeze it, and if you have a garden or you're doing compost, once you remove the water, you can use the mushroom and throw it in your compost. But I'm just going to take the water and I'm going to freeze that for another day and make it in another recipe. And you just don't want to throw it away. This costs a lot of money, and it's not easy to come by. So the other thing I wanted to show you is the Maggie cube. This is what it looks like. And so for those of you who don't have this, the real stuff, this is what I notice a lot of people use instead. It's nothing wrong with it, but it's a personal choice to use it. Okay, so my water's coming up to a boil. I'm going to give it about 2 minutes to boil, and I'm going to add my rice. Wash my rice, and then I'm going to add it in. Also, don't forget your Scotch bonnet. Okay, my rice has been washed. I like to wash my rice 4 times. Give it a nice rinse. This is a basmati rice that I'm cooking here, but the parboil kind. They do have parboil, so let me put that all in. Okay, rice is in. Just give it a nice toss. Don't stir it too much. Cover that up. Let it come up to a boil. I tasted it. It has enough sodium. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm going to cover it now and let it simmer. All right. Going to cover it up again. I'm just going to stir it, and that's it. Going to cook this for about 15 to 20 minutes on low to simmer it, okay?